let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night. It is 8 p.m. It is Cowboys Weekly. My name is Paul Spencer. That man right there is the professor himself, Eddie Prather. Eddie, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Paul. Not much. We actually got some snow here in Tucson today on Mount Lemmon. So,
well, I would usually say if there's snow in Arizona, the Cowboys are in the playoffs in the second round. But you guys got snow in Arizona. Wow, that's crazy, Eddie. Jeez,
yeah,
man.
No. If the Cowboys were in the second round of the playoffs, it'd be hell freezes over.
That is definitely true. That is second round. Yeah, definitely true. Maybe a little snow on the ground in the first round, but second round, definitely. That is like hell freezing over right there. But Eddie, man, I can't believe that snow in Arizona. Wow. But Eddie, we got a lot to talk about, man. I mean, listen, we got a whole season here ahead of us on the shelf again. Another year, another disappointment. But tonight we got a long way to talk. So tonight, Eddie, I figured we'd talk about let's recap this game against the New York Giants, man. I mean, Eddie, a loss, 17-34. Okay. I didn't care about this game, Eddie. This is one of the games I didn't even really watch all of it. I really didn't. I knew what was going to happen. I wasn't disappointed because what can you get disappointed when you have nobody playing, Eddie? You know what I mean? So let's talk about this, Eddie. 17-34. How about we start with the team, the side of the ball that usually plays good for us, Eddie, the offense. But Eddie, we got to talk about this guy playing quarterback, Eddie. Oh my God, Joe.
Oh no.
7 for 13, 73 yards, Eddie. Eddie, this guy. Eddie, I don't have any words for him. How do you feel about Joe Milton?
That last interception where he just threw. Who was he looking at? Ray Charles could have seen that there was a Giants defensive player there.
Well, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was doing, Eddie. 73 yards, one pick, an average of 5.6. A lot of people said, oh, he wasn't throwing anybody. Okay, but you know what? Hey, listen, it's that bad, man. Joe Milton is that bad. Now, listen, Dak played a quarter, 7 for 11, 70 yards, 6.1 on the through the air there. No picks, no touchdowns, but it was a meaningless game to him, Eddie. I mean, but then you bring in Joe Milton, and it was just like, this is our backup that people were actually going to be happy about. Eddie, he is bad. I'd rather have Will Greer out there, Eddie. You know what I mean?
I think Will Greer at least has a football IQ.
Exactly. Joe Milton. I mean, Eddie, there was one pass, Eddie. The guy was coming off of a slant. And Eddie, slants are maybe 5 to 6 yards downfield, quick, hot route passes. But my thing is, why the hell does Joe Milton drop back 3 steps and light the receiver up with a 99-mile fastball right to his chest? You got to have timing and a little bit of touch on the ball, Eddie. Everything doesn't have to fly 100 miles an hour to a wide receiver, Eddie, especially when they're 5 yards away, Eddie.
That's the problem right there. Milton cannot throw. It's the only thing he can throw is those fastballs. He has no other pitch.
That and the deep ball. That's all he has. Get the air underneath it, get it down deep, and hope your wide receiver runs underneath it. Yeah, he is bad, Eddie. I mean, my God. Thank God we only have him for 1 year because, the writing's on the wall for him, Eddie. It really is. But going to the running backs here real quick, Eddie. Now, listen, Joe Milton had 43 yards on the ground, man. A long of 23. But to me, Eddie, that's a gimmick quarterback. When you come into the game and you're a running quarterback, you can't throw. You got to run. At least he has something. But, Eddie, Jaden Blue, man, how do you feel with this guy? 16 carries, 64 yards, 1 TD. he looked pretty good in the first 2 drives, Eddie. He did.
Yeah, but that's still not a great yards per carry there. At least he showed up.
At least he showed up and he didn't have blisters on his feet this time from the Louis Vuitton sneaks, right? Cleats that he had on. But the thing was, I mean, the first drive, Eddie, he bounced in the hole pretty good. He made a jump cut, looked pretty good, showed a little speed. But then there was a play, Eddie, where the hole was right there. I mean, it was wide open. Eddie, he bounced to the wrong side, man. That's IQ football right there, though. You know, wrong hole, wrong jump. I didn't see it from him.
Didn't we complain about him earlier? I think was it preseason or something? The Denver game. It was the Denver game that he.
Yeah, it's football IQ, Eddie. Football IQ, right? I mean, you know the holes, you know the reads, what you're doing, but when you jump the wrong hole here, it's a little bit different story for a running back. You know, especially a talented running back where we took him, Eddie, because he was supposed to be back number 2. He was supposed to be back number 2, but he barely even found his way on the field. Only reason he was on the field because we needed a player. Malik Davis sat out. You know, Maffa, who's been on the shelf all year, he got into the game as well. He had 5 carries, 18 yards, Eddie. Olympke got 2 carries for 12 yards. Dak Prescott had 2 carries. Well, he had -1 yard, but, you know, that's the old man running the ball there. But Jaden Blue, Eddie, I mean, is this a guy that we can put our eggs in a basket and say maybe next year for him? We have to. We have him for 4 years, Eddie. We have him for 4 years.
Yeah. But I still would draft a running back in the draft, especially if like a price is there in the 3rd round, you take him no matter what.
That's a first round talent, Jadarian Price. Yeah, in 3rd round. Yeah, that's definitely a pick right there. Yeah, but I mean, I really don't want to dive into it too much, Eddie. But I mean, it's a meaningless game, of course. But wide receivers, of course, Pickens didn't play. You know, Lamb didn't play. I was surprised all the tight ends got in the game here. Fournette, 5 catches, 68 yards, 7 targets, 5 out of 7 catches. Eddie, I like Fournette. He really showed me something this year. He really stepped up as a 3rd wide receiver for us. I like him. He outplayed Turpin on the offensive side of the ball this year, Eddie.
To me, the Cowboys they don't have to be forced to have to re-sign Pickens because I think Fournette has shown enough where he can be a number 2 receiver to me.
But I do agree with you, Eddie, but that's a big downfall too. I mean, you look at Pickens' yardage that he had this year, you know, how he high points ball. He's a gazelle. He can do anything on the field. Fournette has those games, Eddie, where he shows up, but he's not making the catches Pickens will make. You know what I mean? And I think that it's going to roll the secondary over the Lamb side when you take Pickens out of the game, if that happens, Eddie.
Yeah, but the thing is that we don't want to be like the Cincinnati Bengals where we depend on 2 number 1 receivers, but they don't have no money to bring. We have so many holes on the defensive side that we need to take care of first before we think about giving a big contract to another receiver.
I mean, that is true. The money-wise, it does make sense to let him go. You know, I mean, it's gonna hurt me so bad to see him walk away if we can't sign him money-wise, because Eddie, we last year we had the money, Eddie. We had the money to sign anybody we wanted to. I would have locked him up, but then again, it is George Pickens. You don't know what kind of person he's going to be throughout the season. I get that point too, but I mean, Fournette is that number 2 wide receiver. Possibly, you know, 3rd is his best spot. 2, he can play that one too. Spawn Ford, how do you feel about him? I mean, he had 2 catches for 30 yards. He made 1 beautiful catch coming across the sideline there. I like how he's playing. Schoonmaker, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather take Spawn Ford over Schoonmaker right now. Really.
Schoonmaker is basically mostly a blocker.
A blocking tight end is what he is, right? That's what he was at Michigan.
And that's why it was like when they drafted him in I believe it was the 2nd round, I was like, what the?
Yeah. 2nd round pickup out of Michigan, a tight end that's as a blocker that doesn't really catch balls, you know? Yeah, it didn't make sense to me. But There was a Jonathan Mingo sighting, Eddie. I mean, one ball, no catches, of course. That's usually Jonathan Mingo's line. One ball, no catch. But, I mean, hey, he got in the game. At least he made a showing. Number 81 was out there for a little bit. But that was kind of interesting to me that they played him. Tolbert was out there, one target, no catch. I didn't think he was going to be a big target out there because this game was more tight ends because this game was meaningless, It really was. Hey, Dak Prescott had a fumble, man. Did you see that? I was kind of pissed off about it. I was pissed. That was early, too. That was really early in the game. Yeah. I was kind of mad.
That's why I tell everybody that keeps on trying to say Dak's an MVP candidate. I'm like, no, he isn't.
No, he's not. But yardage does talk a lot for the MVPs, Eddie. But still, you got to look with a defense like this. Let's just say if this defense was good, Dak's numbers would have been way below 3,000 yards per year because he wouldn't have to throw the ball, Eddie. These yardage were playing from behind, so you got to put the ball in the air because you had to score 30 to 40 points, Eddie, every week to try to win a game, with the bad defense. So, yeah, he's not an MVP candidate. But let's move on to the defense side of the ball. Eddie, we talked about this guy all season, man. Linebacker out of Florida, Shamar James, man. 13 catches, 13 tackles, 3 solos, 1 sack. This guy can play at linebacker, Eddie. And the thing is, Eddie, he's still raw. He's still raw, Eddie. He's still learning this NFL game. But for a rookie season, one hell of a game and one hell of a season for me for Shamar James.
I've been preaching that he should have been out there for pretty much the season. Because
we're gonna go over some players that we want to get rid of, but to me, I tell you what, a guy that we picked up this year. Well, I want to say, I'm not even going to say their names yet, Eddie, but 2 people that we brought in this year, Shamar James outplayed them both together. Let's put it that way. But real quick, Sam Williams. Eddie, I don't know how you feel about Sam Williams. I'm kind of on the fence with him. He had 8 tackles, 2 solos, 1 tackle for loss. Eddie, I'm on the fence with him, man, because Eddie, this is his 5th year. He picks it up one week, then he's disappearing the next week, Eddie. I'm on the fence with Sam Williams. Good game this week, but how do you feel about Sam Williams? What did he show you for the last game of the season?
He's too inconsistent for my taste.
Yep, agree. I mean, he has good games, and then he doesn't show up at all. He gets beat off the ball. He makes bad reads. He doesn't stay home on the outside edge. He just overcompensates when he thinks that it's raw talent. Well, raw talent doesn't get you anywhere in the NFL. It's scheme, moves, bull rushes, swim moves, stunts. He's I don't know. I'm on the fence with him, Eddie.
And you need to have a good football IQ too, which I don't think he has.
I don't think he has too. I mean, you think about it. He has a lot of wear and tear left. Eddie, he missed really 2.5 seasons because of injury. We're almost 3 years off of injury, Eddie. So really, he's only played let's say honestly, 16 games total, maybe out of 4 years. He really hasn't. He has a lot of mileage left, but the IQ, Eddie, is not what it is. I agree with that. I agree. Let's talk about we're going to talk about the last game here. I want to go over some certain players, how you feel about it, how they showed you in week 17 here, meaningless game. One of our other guys, Logan Wilson, seven tackles, 3 solos. How'd you feel about him in week 17 here?
It's hard to judge him just because he didn't get much playing time under our now ex-defensive coordinator.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, he came in late, of course, I get that. And the thing is, he should have been ahead of a couple of our linebackers in weeks before this. He should have been. But that was Eberflus, hey, I'm going to give the nod to this guy. He plays better. Well, Eberflus, that's why you're jobless right now. Very simple, okay? But, I mean, he played good too. But to me, Eddie, the one thing that we need, going into the season, overshown, we talked about these linebackers, Eddie. We have speed linebackers, but Logan Wilson is not that speed guy. Eddie, he reminds me of a Van Der Esch, a Sean Lee, a guy that finds the hole, attacks the hole, hits the ball carrier, puts him on his ass. That's what he reminds me of. He's not an east-west guy, Eddie. He can't cover. That's the problem.
He used to be able to cover. He has had quite a few number of interceptions back, but that was when he was younger.
Yeah, younger, Eddie, younger. Exactly. I mean, we need to find some fun to use this guy, but I mean, he doesn't fit the scheme because Our other linebacker, which we're going to talk about in a little while, he didn't even really get a play this week, but he's MIA every week. Mr. Number 59, which we definitely will talk about him when we want to talk about some players. But Logan Wilson, I mean, did he do enough for you, Eddie, to secure a job for next year in Week 17? Basically, he only played 5 games this season, Eddie.
Yeah, over a couple other. Yeah, I think he still has a job in Dallas. There's 2 or 3 linebackers, over 2 or 3 linebackers that's on the roster right now.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Let's talk about another guy we brought in. A lot of these guys, they're coming in with this. Listen, I wasn't a fan of him, Jadeveon Clowney, Eddie. I tell you what, man. This guy's showing me something, though, Eddie. I mean, he's showing me something. The guy has a motor. He's not causing issues. He's really a leader to the younger guys on the defensive line, and he's hungry, Eddie. I mean, 6 tackles, 5 solos. Eddie, 1, 2, 3 sacks, Eddie. 3 sacks this week for Jadeveon Clowney. That's amazing, Eddie. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Clowney that we thought we were going to get when he got drafted.
Yeah, coming out of college. Remember the one hit that he had in college that boosted him up so far. But this is what I want to see from Jadeveon Clowney. I did hear that he is a priority for the Cowboys. He's not going to be a big price tag. He's a depth move. But man, I tell you what, I like the Clowney. I like this guy right now and the way he's playing. But Week 17 Giants, of course, I get all that. But Eddie, he didn't have really bad games this year. He played pretty damn good off the edge the entire season for us, half the season.
He was probably one of our more consistent D linemen.
Exactly. I agree with that. Yeah, exactly. That key word right there, consistent. But let's talk about something that's not consistent. Reddy Stewart, okay? 6 tackles, 4 solos, okay? 1 pass breakup. I'm going to throw him in with Kalon Carson. 6 tackles, same line, 6'4", 1 pass breakup. Those were really our starting corners, Eddie. I mean, these guys can't be starters because they're saying Carson possibly could be a starter. Eddie, I don't see Carson being a starter at all for any team.
No.
For any team.
Yeah. The only good thing I can say about those two is that at least they're not Keelan Ringo.
That's true.
Or that bit, Mr. Hansy Bennett there for the Eagles.
Oh, Ja'Cory Bennett, yeah.
Yeah.
But Carson, I mean, I was talking to a guy. He was like, "Hey, Paul, he had like 7 tackles." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not knocking down defenders at the line of scrimmage. These are what I call coverage tackles, Eddie. You're tackling from behind. You know what I mean? He made the catch. They're getting yak yards. You're tackling from behind. I don't like Carson. I don't like Reddy Stewart, but they were midseason pickups from practice squads. I give them that. Josh Butler, man, number 31, he came in. He played a little bit, Eddie, as a nickelback. He played all right. He had 5 tackles, 3 solos as well. I really didn't see him play all year this year, Eddie. What do you think about that?
Neither did I.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't know who he was at first. I'm like, wait, 31, that's Josh Butler? What the hell? I thought he was on IR, but he played all right. How do you feel about your Zeke Bridges, Eddie? I mean, a Pittsburgh pickup, been around for a while, still young, 5 tackles, 2 solos. He's undersized, Eddie. He's looked like he's 5'2" playing corner, Eddie. You know what I mean? Can't do it.
Yeah.
Too small. Too small.
To me, you have to be at least 5'11". You have to have some size.
You're getting these 6-foot corners coming out of college. You know what I mean? They're big boys out there that can match up against wide receiver, high point balls out there. But yeah, Reddy Stewart's I don't know. I mean, I just can't see him even making the team next year. But I want to talk about the worst position in the Dallas Cowboys team, Eddie. I got to bring these 2 clowns up, Eddie. Look, hey, he had 5 tackles, 3 solos, but I don't give a damn if you had 18 tackles. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker. These guys, Eddie, are the worst combo in the NFL in the secondary, in my opinion. Do you agree with that?
I could pass the ball on those 2.
Exactly. Even in Week 17, Eddie, this is what I did with this week, Eddie. I watched a little bit of the game, but what I did is I looked at key players. Like we talked Shamar James. We talked these guys, Houston, which we'll talk about in a second. I watched these guys more than a Quinnen Williams, more than, a starting player. Because I really wanted to see Donovan Wilson, how he plays. Eddie, this guy, been in the league, 8 years now, Eddie? 8 years in the league. He still doesn't understand fundamental football 101. Wrap up. Eddie, it's like he's playing Madden every week. He wants a hit stick. But if you give one move on him, it's all over, Eddie. This guy is the worst safety in the NFL right now, Eddie. He is. He's lost.
And I think the problem with Hooker is that Hooker has had a lot of injuries. I think that he's pretty much close to retirement.
Yeah. Michael checking in. He's like, well, fellas, what's going on, Michael? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you checking in. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well up in New York up there. Hey, it's got to be crazy. Eddie got freaking snow this week, in Arizona.
Hey, Michael, I hope the Eagles choke in the first round to the Niners this weekend.
Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. But, yeah, I mean, God, Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are just that bad. Odigizua, Eddie, okay, he signed a $25 million contract, 4 years, $100 million, $60 million guaranteed. Eddie, is he living up to his name with $25 million on it right now? Yeah, they got Quinnen Williams. They got Kenny Clark. But, Eddie, think about this defensive line. With those two guys I mentioned and adding Odigizua really on the outside part of that four-man line, do you think he's lived up to a $25 million price tag? I don't. I think he took a step back.
No, but he has shown flashes at least. So he's shown some sign of life, unlike some other players.
No, I get that. I mean, he hasn't disappeared, but with this defensive line, and when you got Kenny Clark and you got big boy Quinnen Williams, coming in late for us, I thought he would be a little bit more aggressive because you're not going to demand a double team, Eddie. You're not going to get it. 5-man front, versus, especially when Dallas went to a 5-man front.
I think the biggest problem was the scheme. I think that with a better PC.
Yeah, that's 100% true, Eddie, because what you said right there, scheme, when you run a 5-3, it's a linebacker's dream because you're running stunts and twists all day long because you're an extra man free. You're going on a running back. A free linebacker is coming on a running back. We didn't see that all year with the 5-man from dumb Eberflus. But James Houston, man, how do you feel about James Houston? I mean, we talked about this cat all year long, Eddie. The only downfall, I did hear a Dallas Cowboy reporter, Eddie. We talked about this before. I was like, why isn't he a 3-down edge rusher? What is the issue? They finally came out, Eddie, and we were right. His motor is not a 3-down player, Eddie. He's a 2-down at most player. Usually 2nd and 3rd down at most. Fourth down on a yardage stop. He's not a 3-down player, Eddie. You agree?
But I think he can pick it. I think with the right coaching,
I agree. See, to me, I agree with that because, I mean, Donovan and Rock is that he's been playing good. He's been coming off the edge. The only problem is he's got to stay home. He's got to learn, scheme, outside containment. But I think between him and Houston off the edge, I think these guys can get a lot of rotation in there. And you don't have to play 3 downs, Eddie. You only have to play 2 downs a lot of times because our defensive front 7, well, I want to say our front 5, Eddie, not our linebackers right now. We'll talk about them later. But I think our front 5 are pretty nasty right now, Eddie. I really do. Because I think one of them's gone next year. I'll talk about him in a minute, going there. But Michael says, I just want my Eagles to beat the 49ers, and their fans are worse than Cowboy fans. Cowboy fans are not that bad, Michael. Honestly, we're really not that bad. We're really not that bad fans.
Yeah, there's some Cowboy fans that are kind of they're kind of, what's what I'm looking for?
Delusional?
Illogical. Yeah, delusional.
Yeah, we know a couple. We know a lot of Cowboy delusional fans. But hey, like I said, it's passionate, truthful, ruthful podcast, and we'll never sugarcoat the bottom line because we're gonna keep this real every year. We suck. Yeah, we're gonna tell you we suck bad. That's how bad we suck. But Eddie, I really don't even want to go into the Giants side of the ball because I really don't care what the hell they did. They looked all pro playing us this week. But Eddie, let's talk about Eberflus, man. We knew he wasn't going to get fired midseason, Eddie. We knew that because you don't bring. I don't care if you're which we were the worst in the NFL. I get that yardage wise. 370. I think it was 270 in the air. 30 points per game. I think the yards per carry were like 4.8 or something like that. Yards downfield were 6.2 on the pass. But I knew we weren't going to make a change no matter how bad you are. I get that. I get that point. But Eberflus, I know you're glad, right? I'm ecstatic.
I'm surprised that it only took 2 days for Jerry to pull the trigger. I think Schottenheimer has a little bit of influence with Jerry.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. Honestly, I think it was a little bit late getting rid of him. I thought he was going to be the first. Usually, that Black Monday is the head coaching position. But when I heard a couple of coaches going, I'm like, oh, Jesus, please tell me Eberflus is not safe. Please tell me Eberflus is not safe here. Because I did hear Jerry say, hey, we can't blame everything on our coaching staff. When I heard that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's going to blame the players and keep Eberflus. I almost started crying, Eddie. I really did, But when he got released, I think, I jumped because I was sick when I heard it. I still have a bad throat. I jumped up and I'm like, finally, anything is better than Eberflus, Because, Eddie, I jumped on, Mike and I were talking when I jumped on Joe's show too a couple weeks ago. I said Eberflus, he was so bad in Chicago, Eddie, with that defense. And look what Chicago is without him. Number 2 really in the NFL in defense, Eddie. They're good on defense and with lesser players in the secondary.
Except for that run defense, that's where the Bears is kind of sucking at. Is stopping the run.
That is true. But, Eddie, they're still winning games where the defense doesn't give up, 40 points a game like we do.
The Bears, they play like a bend, don't break type of defense where they get turnovers. They give up yards.
Yep, that's the honest truth. That they play bend but don't break. I mean, they play 20-20 football. Yardage wise, they get to the 20. They don't break. Dallas, God, Eddie, we could be at the 40. They could be at the 40-yard line. It's going to be get behind us and score. At the goal line, get behind us and score. It doesn't matter.
It can be fourth and it could be 4th and 99 at. I wouldn't put it past. And we would give up a touchdown.
And there was, you go back and look at it. I don't have the exact number there, but I think 4th and over 10. I think we gave up. I think it was 6 this year on 4th and over 10 for a first down. And two were touchdowns, Eddie. 2 were touchdowns. The one was, remember when I told you Donovan Wilson was turned backwards looking for another wide receiver. That's the defense we have, Eddie. Yeah, that's our defense. But Eberflus, thank God he's gone, Eddie. Now the DC carousel begins. The DC carousel begins. I'll give you my top guy. I don't think he's going to come here. I think he's been looked over for a head coaching job. He got screwed, when Miami with the situation there. Brian Flores should be a head coach right now, Eddie. He really should be. He should get it. He's not going to take a DC for the Dallas Cowboys. I want him, my number 1 choice. I don't think he's coming here, Eddie.
I don't think he's going to get a head coaching job anytime soon because he has a lawsuit against the NFL.
The Rooney Rule thing, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But what better way than Goodell to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to nip this in the ass, and I'm going to, there might be someone that hires him, Eddie, because listen, what he did with this Vikings defense, Eddie, it's pretty damn good.
I got a team that might be the team that does it because this team likes to say "screw you" to the NFL a lot, and
the Raiders.
One of their and one of their co-owners is up over Patriot himself, Mr. Brady.
Yeah, I said that to someone today, and I was like, what would you take a shot on Brian Flores? I mean, listen, you brought in Pete Carroll for 4 years. You let that guy go, 73-year-old or 99-year-old coach. It wasn't his fault. He had nobody, man. They had a fire sale mid-season, getting rid of everybody. The offensive line sucks. You get rid of your best wide receiver. It's Geno Smith, your QB. I can see him going there, but to me, Eddie, you remember when they fired what's his name and Rich Bisaccia came in? He won 3 straight, Eddie. I thought he was going to be the next head coach, the interim coach taking over. I don't want to see a coach that can really coach one side of the ball, get a head coaching job, and then be out of the league with a bad team, Eddie. That's what I see with a bad team like the Raiders, though. I don't think he. I think he takes. I don't think he takes a head coaching job there. I don't, because I think he still has to put some marks on his resume. Honestly.
Yeah, but the thing is that Flores has shown he can coach a team on defense of guys, a bunch of nobodies, and coach them up. Look at what he's done with the Vikings defense. There's not a superstar, but when he got there, your boy Harrison Smith was basically on the last legs when he got
Exactly. I mean, he wasn't the Harrison Smith, coming out of Notre Dame for the first 10 years. He wasn't that guy, but Flores puts people in a position, and I still go back to the game where J.J. McCarthy, when J.J. McCarthy was the quarterback for the Vikings, they flipped that game around against the Bears. They put Caleb Williams on his ass in the second half. They flipped the script and said, "Hey, what do we have to do? Blitz, blitz, blitz." And I don't, remember the Titans. I don't want 1 yard given up the entire game in the second half. That's what I seen Flores do. That's what I like. He's aggressive. In ways, honestly, Eddie, he reminds me of a DeMarco Ryans type coach, Eddie. He'll get in your face. He'll tell you, Eddie, you're screwed up, man. You're screwed up. Get your ass on the bench. Come back to me when you're ready to play. Or better yet, I'll tell you when I think you're ready to play. I think that is Brian Flores. I do. A no-nonsense type guy, Eddie. I do. Eberflus is just a piece of paper that you can walk on, a rug that you walk on. That's why I feel Eberflus is.
Yeah. Did you see the comment that Dante Fowler made about Eberflus?
No,
about
I didn't
him about not playing players in the best
positions.
Positions, yeah.
I mean, we said that, Eddie, all year round. We questioned it, Eddie, during a lot of podcasts we did this year. We said, is it the Eberflus scheme is too challenging, or is it the players don't fit the scheme, or the scheme doesn't fit the players? Well, we know what it was, Eddie. His scheme, what he was unwilling to change, doesn't fit the Cowboys team that we have, Eddie. If that was to me, Eberflus is coming in. Well, you know what? Diggs can't play zone. We have Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. Oh, no, we can't play zone. But you know what? What did Eberflus say? We can do it, coach. We can do it, Shoddy. I promise you, I'll get these guys to play. That's what he said. He was just like an idiot, like on a cartoon. We can do this, Shoddy. I guarantee it. Give me a chance. We can get these idiots to play zone. Are you sure? Yeah, we'll be good. We have Hooker. We have Wilson. Coach, I know we'll be good. And Eberflus the dum-dum. Look what happened. He stayed zone the entire. Hey, the one time he played man-to-man was with the Philadelphia Eagles, Eddie. And we were in that game. That's the only game he played man-to-man the entire season. I don't get it. I don't get it. 1 out of 17 games he plays the coverage that you need. A man-to-man with just the one safety on the top. That's the game where Donovan Wilson played his ass off. He played linebacker on the box, Eddie. He came down and played a linebacking position. He did. And that's where he should be. We can see it. Why can't Eberflus see it, right? I don't get it. This God, my blood pressure goes up when I speak about this Dallas defense, especially Donovan Wilson.
Bye, ever loser. You won't be missed in Dallas.
He's gone. So who we bringing in, Eddie? I know it's still young right now. I mean, hey, listen, Gannon's out there. I'm even hearing Jim Leonard's name pop out there. I'm hearing Flores. I'm hearing. I know you don't like him, Raheem Morris.
No. That's as bad as Eberflus right there.
Okay, I'm going to give you another name. I know we talked backstage. Mr. Witt Jr. No? Who's just
no.
Okay. That goes to show you that your former boss, Dan Quinn, fired your ass. There's something wrong there, Eddie. So yeah, I agree with that one. The other one I wanted to ask you about. What about Al Harris?
I heard that he was. I heard that he was not a disciplined guy. So we need somebody
he was a player coach. Listen to the players, didn't down them, coddled them. I don't want that because this Dallas defense needs one thing. Well, I'm going to say a lot of things, but to me, you need an identity.
Toughness.
You need toughness. You need that identity. Miami freaking Hurricane defense is what I need. I need nasty. I need Jim Johnson to come out here and say, light them up on fire. Not 1 yard is being gained. I want to see an identity. I want to see toughness. And the other thing is, I want to see discipline, Eddie. Disciplined football. That is not out here. So, yeah.
I want to see my defensive coordinator be able to go grab a player by the face mask and get in their faces if they need to.
God, can we get Mike Vrabel? Can we somehow give him $80 million to become coaches for it? Because that's the dude I want right there, man. Who says, you know what? Hey, you can't play linebacker. Hey, Jerry, suit me up. I got a pad. I'm going in to play linebacker. That is Mike Vrabel. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think Mr. Vrabel has a nice gig going right now.
Oh, hell yeah. Worst in the league, automatically the first in the league. Yeah, hell yeah. And you got a young quarterback that could be a franchise guy. This team is set for a while. Michael says Raheem Morris or Flores. I want Flores, but I don't think Flores is going to take the job.
Hey, of course Michael wants us to get Morris because Morris sucks. Raheem Morris is garbage.
Look, he's trying to help us out. He says, say no to Gannon. Yeah, I don't want Gannon, though. I don't want Gannon. I know he has ties. But no, I don't want Gannon. I don't want Gannon. All right, Eddie, let's talk about some other things here real quick. Let's maybe mention about 3 or 4 players. We can go down the line here. We got to sign these players, Eddie. I'll start, man. The obvious, man, George Pickens, Eddie. The season that he had this year, I get, like you said, you don't want to be the Cincinnati Bengals. I get that point, Eddie. But listen, man, the offense has never been the problem for the Dallas Cowboys. We haven't really paid players other than Micah Parsons on defense. Okay, we overpaid Diggs. I get that. He's gone too. That's dead cap space. That's gone. Parsons is gone. Those two butt buddies are in Green Bay playing together. I'm happy for them. I don't care. The money's off the books. Offensively, this is probably the best wide receiver combo, Eddie, that I've seen with Dallas in a long, long time. Pickens. Eddie, I'm talking maybe $20 to $28 million, 28 ceiling. I'll give him a 4-year deal, Eddie. 4 years, $100 million right now. What do you think?
Let's see what's going to be out there in defensive backs and free agency first, because if it's a weak class on DBs and free agency, then I can say, okay, let's pay Pickens. If there's nobody on the defense that in free agency that won't be able, that isn't going to be a guy that can really improve the defense, but I'd rather pay Pickens and then maybe draft defense in the draft.
Well, I think we got a lot. I think we got the picks to go. We're high this year in first round. We're sitting at 12. I mean, the guy to me, the safety, Caleb Downs, I would love to have him if he drops that far. I don't think he will, but to me, I got to go Pickens right away. He's my number one signing right now. I'm signing him early, Eddie, because we already know, Eddie. Look what the past record for the Dallas Cowboys. Zeke held you, a hostage in Cabo. Dak Prescott did the same thing. Micah Parsons said deal was on the table. I didn't sign it. It was a handshake deal. I'm not doing it. You got to sign players early, Eddie. Look at Howie Roseman. He signs early. He gets ahead of the curve. He doesn't set the curve. He's ahead of the curve. Eddie, if I just got $50 million today, your agent's going to get 54 next week. I'm ahead of you. My agent's smart, for the team. He helped out the team there. I got to sign Pickens right away. But the other guy I got to sign, Eddie, I got to sign Javonte Williams back, man. I have to.
If he's willing to take a 1-year contract, because he started at the last few weeks, he started showing his injury side again.
Yeah, but Eddie, you look at that. You look at why. I'm going to defend Javonte Williams. I wasn't the biggest guy on him coming into the season this year. You know that, Eddie. You heard me say it many times. He's lost a step. But my thing is this, Eddie. You look at the running backs behind him. Okay, you had Miles Sanders, who barely even showed up on the field. Okay, you look at Phil Maffa, who was supposed to be the big banger from Syracuse coming in, never seen the field. IR the entire season, except for 2 games, the last game he played. Okay, Malik Davis, Eddie, we know him. He's practice squad. He's practice squad.
But
So
but he actually showed
had to carry the load. He had to carry the load, Eddie. He had to.
I think that was a mistake. It's not giving Davis more carries, because when he finally did get some carries, he showed some good, really good stuff.
And Eddie, when a practice, I mean, I know he's been on the team for 3 years now. I know, Malik Davis knows the offense. He knows the scheme. He knows verbiage. He's a smart guy. Not the biggest dude in the backfield, but Eddie, he runs with heart north and south. He puts his helmet down and it's hat on hat football. To me, when you have a practice squad player who's not even on your 53-man roster, Eddie, he's on practice squad, comes in here and outplays Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa draft picks, and a guy like a Miles Sanders, he outplays these guys. He deserves if I'll be honest with you, I like Javonte Williams and Malik Davis as a 1-2, Eddie. Cheap backfield heart runners. I kind of like that 1-2 punch. I do.
And I think we can get another running back in the draft too.
I agree. Evan says, I'm worried y'all going to get Flores. Hey, that's the wish list there, Evan. But I don't think he's going to come, because you got a pretty good gig in Minnesota right now, man. You change that defense around. You come to Dallas, it's going to be your stamp. And the thing is, these aren't your players. These aren't these scheme players. Unless he comes here, Eddie, and says, hey, Jerry, I'm going to sign the contract, but I know you're the GM, you're the jock strap holder, you're the water boy, you're the GM, you're the head coach, or everything for the Dallas Cowboys. But I need to be in the draft room on War Room day number 1. I need my guys on defense. This has to be my team. Jerry doesn't give that up, Eddie. We know that. He picks his players. A head coach or a DC, OC, they don't have calls of who they pick, Eddie. They don't. So that's why it scares me for a DC to come in to Dallas and have his say, Eddie. You know what I mean? His say. That's what scares me about it. But back to the running backs, Eddie. Yeah, I like Javonte Williams. I know it's not my money. I'll give anybody money right now. I'd give Javonte Williams 2 years, Eddie. 5, 6, maybe $5 million. Give him a $6 million deal both years, and the last $1 million has to be an incentive, Eddie. A playoff, $500,000 bonus for a playoff. 1,000 yards, $100,000 or $500,000. I make an incentive bonus for that last $2 million. I think Dallas gave him a shot. He played his contract, Eddie. I don't want this to walk away being a Rico Dowdy situation, Eddie. A very cheap $1 million difference, and Rico had almost a 1,200-yard season this year with Carolina. I don't want to see it happen again. That's my thing.
If you're going to do that, I think they have to put incentives that he has to play so many games just to cover himself because of his injuries. With him have a history of being injury prone.
Agree, because you can't count on Jaden Blue. You can't count on Phil Maffa next year. That's why you said with Jadarian Price, if he's a late third-round pick, yeah, you know what? He's a first-round talent. He is. If he would have stayed in college, he would have been this year's Heisman hopeful round 1 right away. I would have said Jadarian Price right away, but I think he's that talented. If the third round there, yeah, then it could be a little bit changing where we know Jadarian Price could be the backup to a Williams, or he could be the starter to a Williams. Going back to Julius Jones and when we had the Thunder and Lightning days, that's what we could be with Marion Barber. But any other guy I'll give you another guy, Eddie. He's a free agent this year. This is what scares me. Our MVP of the offensive line, Brock freaking Hoffman, is a free agent. Cheap free agent who, Eddie, he played left guard. He played right guard. He played center. Okay, he's a multi-player position guy out there who's a plug-and-play guy, not the biggest name. Eddie, I got to sign Hoffman. He's a utility guy for the offensive line.
If they're able to keep Hoffman, do you remember how they might be able to do what I wanted them to do, because they would have this offseason to be able to put everybody in the spots that I wanted them to. They moved guy into right tackle at the end of the year, and Tyler Smith at left tackle. Yep. So
no, Eddie, I know when you said that, I completely agree with you, because we said it with Riley, coming from K-State, the offensive line coach. Terrence Steele, He's gone this year, Eddie. We're not giving him $22 million again this year. He played okay, played worth his contract, but I'm not giving you $22 million when you're correct. I want to see Guyton, who struggled on the left side, get your ass back and go to the right side. Get your ass back over there and play over there. And Tyler Smith, kick out. Booker, you're going here. BB or Hoffman, pick wherever you want to play. The best position goes. Center, guard. I like that starting five because Hoffman gives you so much to work with, Eddie. One guy goes down. Who's coming in? It's Hoffman. He's at left guard. BB goes out. Who's coming in? It's Hoffman at center. Booker goes out at right guard. Who's coming in? It's Hoffman again. Hoffman is that Swiss utility knife that can play three positions, and he plays them to the best of his ability. He doesn't give up sacks. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing about Brock Hoffman. I need to sign him, Eddie. I need to sign Brock Hoffman. I do. Have to. Any other guy that you want to sign on this team right now?
I'm trying to think on who else is I know there's a lot of players on defense I want to get rid of.
Oh, that's
the offense. The offense. We don't have that many free agents, do we, on the offensive side?
No, I put up a little banner here, Eddie. This is what I had up there. The other guy, which I have right there. The other guy to me is, we talked about him earlier on defense, Jadeveon Clowney. I have to sign this guy too. Yep. I got to get him signed.
Yep. He's on the defensive side. Should be our number one priority on the defensive side.
And the thing is, he's not going to be expensive either. You know what I mean? He's not going to take league minimum. I get that. I know that for sure. But Eddie, he's a solid either starting defensive end or he's a solid backup, man, that can give you time, any position, anytime on the field. I like Jadeveon Clowney as well. Those are my guys that I'm looking at right now to be signed. The other one, Eddie, this is kind of surprising to me. We called him the MVP of the year for the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Aubrey is a free agent this year, Eddie. What do you do? Pay the man. I get pay the man, Eddie, but sometimes when you have a kicker like that who kind of, I don't want to say regressed, Eddie. He missed 4 field goals in the last 4 weeks. 2 were chip shots. 1 was an extra point. That's kind of scary, but to me, he's worth the money. But Eddie, to me, I might franchise him 1 year. Because the kickers only make $9 million a year, Eddie. It's not going to kill me to pay him $9 million on a franchise tag for 1 year. He doesn't like it. I can sign his ass for 3 more years under a franchise tag, Eddie. So I'll lock him up on a franchise tag, my kicker, right? Makes sense.
Yeah, and then we can see if the last few weeks were just a fluke or if he's starting to regress.
You know what? Man, Eddie, when you kick a 60-yard field goal like it's nothing, like it's a chip shot, and then you come for a 34 to 40-yard field goal and you're wide right, Eddie, that's I don't think that's regressing. I think it's, I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. That's what scares me about him, because he's an advantage, Eddie. I mean, getting past the 50-yard line, we thought 3 points right there easily for us. But going into the last 4 games, you get down to the 35, you're thinking like, oh, shit, he's going to make this 50-yard field goal? I don't know right now. I don't know. Kind of scary, but, I think he gets signed. Michael says, do you think about firing Shoddy and making Harbaugh your new head coach?
We can't do that to Shoddy.
No, listen, Michael, I'll be honest with you. Eddie, you want to go first? You want me to go first on Shoddy's position?
We can't do that to Shoddy. I think Shoddy coached his ass off this year. It wasn't him. He wasn't the problem. It was that defensive coordinator, that bum. Yep.
I agree 100%. Coming into this season, Eddie, we talked about Schottenheimer, shoddy ball. And his philosophy was run the damn ball. He lived by it, but he abandoned it because you're playing from behind. You had to throw the ball. I get that. That's not him. Shoddy showed me one thing couple things throughout the season, Eddie. And the one thing was he demands this team to play fucking football. He demands you to play football. He demands excellence. You didn't get it, but he demands continuity on the team. When Nealon went down, he showed me something, man. I don't see head coaches cry on the field. That dude cried, and it was real. He really reeled that team in when Nealon passed away. The other thing is, You miss a meeting by 5 minutes. Your number one wide receiver, your number two wide receivers, A1, AB. Guess what? Get on the bench, CD. Get on the bench, Pickens. Sit your ass down. You're late for a meeting. Eddie, that showed me something right there that I think Parcells, Jimmy Johnson looked down at Shotty and said, that's my coach. That's my coach. That's what I like. They bought into his system. They played for him, Eddie. They didn't give up on the team. Who gave up? Was everybody on the defense because they played for an idiot like Eberflus. This offense never gave up. That's the thing. I love Shotty. I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Offensive person that we should not bring back. Backup quarterback.
Oh, we're going to
Joe
talk about
Milton.
We're going to talk about who we're going to get rid of right away. I'm actually, you and I are going to drive. You're in Arizona. You'll probably meet at the same time because Texas is so wide. We'll probably meet at the same time because we're picking up some people tomorrow to get rid of them tomorrow ourselves. Evan says Jamari Lumine is a must resign for the Giants. I think you guys are really good for the future. I really do. I mean, I think you guys are poised position, but you just got to get that coach to fit the scheme right now, man. I mean, you got the talent. You just got to bring in a coach to build the mojo, build the continuity around there. What do you think about Harbaugh going there? What do you think to the Giants, Eddie?
I think a combination of John Harbaugh and bringing Cliff Kingsbury as the OC would be.
You know what, Eddie? You think about that. Yeah, I was telling my friend today. He asked me. He's like, Paul, the OC for the Giants. Who you bringing in? I was like, God, if I'm a Cowboys fan, of course, and I don't want to see one guy, Cliff Kingsbury. You bring him in. Eddie, with weapons, the kid can coach, man. Jackson Dart at QB, Tracy, Cam Scatterboo in the backfield. You're bringing back a Malik Neighbors healthy. Eddie, this could be like a Texas Tech of old time. This was what it could look like, honestly, with this team. I don't want to see Kingsbury go there. And the guidance under a Harbaugh, I think they would be a hell of a good team. Michael says, I would fire Sirianni, win or lose in the playoffs or Super Bowl, and bring in. Wow. Would you fire? Okay. Oh, man. That's.
Sirianni could get fired if he refuses to fire that bumbling idiot over an OC. That's the problem. That's the problem of hiring. That's the problem of hiring a friend to be on your coaching staff. Because
it's true. That's true. I don't think Sirianni gets fired this year. I think to me he's the motivator. To me that's all he is. He's not an OC. He's not a DC. He's just a guy who stands next to that big dumb idiot guy. That's his best friend right there. Stands next to him. He doesn't understand. He's a locker room guy. That's what I like to see. He's a clown locker room guy. That's what he is to me. The OCs, you look at last 5 years, new OCs every year. I don't think this guy gets another job as a head coach like all the other ones. I don't see that happening. I think that he gets fired this year. Win or lose, this Eagles offense is not anything under Petula. They have to give Fangio a trophy right outside the link because he's the one that won the Super Bowl this year for this team. It's not Sirianni. It's not Petula. And I'll tell you what, honestly, it's not the damn players either, Eddie. It's not. It's the damn defense.
Last year's Super Bowl championship was a combination of Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore.
Exactly. They showed you a little bit different scheme. Exactly. 100%. Going into that Kansas City game. Yep. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some players, Eddie. Let's talk about this could be like a 4-hour show right now. I'll be honest with you. I'll go first with this one, Eddie. Let's talk about some players that if I was right outside AT&T Stadium right now, okay, I don't care if I'm sitting here in my boxers or whatever. I'm putting on a tuxedo, driving my ass down there and getting these son of a bitches out of bed, out of the locker room, wherever they are, and driving them to wherever the hell they want to go. I'll take them personally. First class. I'll pay for it. My first guy right now. Here you go. My first guy. This guy. I'm just going to give you a reference to who he is. He is Roy Williams 2.0 on this field, okay? He's the hardest hitter in the NFL. He can't stick anybody. He's the worst guy. Play that sticks in my head all year, Eddie, was on 4th and 9. You know where I'm going, Eddie. 4th and 9 at the goal line. 4th and goal at the 9. He watches the quarterback. Nobody's on the outside. He looks at the quarterback. He runs to the damn sideline, Eddie, covering nobody. When his man touches him, goes behind him, and catches the winning touchdown. My guy is none other than the Donovan I am missing on a freaking milk carton, Wilson. Get rid of this clown now.
Yeah, I think I have a slightly different number one guy than you.
What? No, Eddie, no.
Donovan Wilson, it's 1A and 1B for me. The other guy, the guy I would put 1A, is that Oklahoma trash linebacker, Kenneth Murray. That piece of garbage, Murray. You little midget. You sissy. You garbage, Murray. Yeah. I will punch you in the face, Kenneth Murray, if I ever run into you.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right. Kenneth Murray, I mean, he is probably – I'm still going to go Wilson because that son of a bitch has played with for 5 years now. Still hasn't understood it. But you're right. Kenneth Murray, coming from Oklahoma, hybrid defensive player, looked great and standout player in college. He became a journeyman. Chargers let him go. Oh, he still has gas in the tank. Eddie, this guy is freaking lost. You know, I live in bumfuck out here, Eddie. I see deer all the time. This guy is the exact scenario of deer in headlights. This guy looks at the damn running back and says, where do I go? What do I do? That's Kenneth Murray, another complete idiot. Yeah.
Kenneth Murray reminds me, you know who Jeff Dunham is, right?
Oh, yeah.
He reminds me of his puppet, Bubba J.
We'll have another beer. That guy, yeah, exactly. Yep. I went to see him last year, a year ago. We went to see him in concert. Exactly. This guy, Eddie, he is so lost. Kenneth Murray, he is just so bad. I mean, I don't understand him. I really don't. It's just mind blowing. You know how hard I was on Maurice Luafau the entire season. He's my Notre Dame guy too. You know, hitter. That's all he is. Special teams guy. But he makes Maurice Luafau look good at linebacker. That's how bad Kenneth Murray is. Yeah.
I read an article. I forget where, but how about this suggestion? There was a suggestion of moving Luafau, your boy there from Notre Dame. Maybe move him to safety.
Wow.
So he can see the whole field.
But I'll tell you what real quick. I do kind of agree with that, Eddie. I do agree. But to me, what's the problem with Luafau? He's a tunnel guy, Eddie. He's tunnel vision. Yeah. He sees one target. Eddie, he's the type guy, if I'm playing DC and I'm a linebacker coach and it's 4th and 1 and I'm saying, okay, here's the deal. Hit the damn A gap as hard as you can. I think they're coming there. He's going to blow up the running back, Eddie. But to me, you put him back at safety, Eddie, that double move, man, when you got your eyes in the backfield, that double move will take Luafau out of his game. I can't see it. I can't see Luafau back there. No.
Can he do it? Can he do any worse than what we have there at safety already?
Well, hopefully he's gone, though. My guy, Donovan Wilson, I hope he's gone. Maybe we'll get a shot. And it can't go wrong. Donovan Wilson's going to throw Luafau back there. Why not? Why not?
Please.
Evan says, I love Kingsbury. I wouldn't mind McDaniels if he's gone. Okay. Let's see. Trayvon Henderson would be a deadly for y'all. They're not getting rid of Trayvon Henderson, though. Nobody's going to get rid of that 1-2 punch they have right now. And Kenneth Walker, I think Seattle's not going to get rid of him. Because the combo between him and Charbonnet, they're not getting rid of that, Eddie. They're not going to get rid of that combo. Not going to happen. And Trayvon Henderson in his second year, you think they're going to get rid of him? No way. No. No, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I think that the biggest name running back that could get cut this offseason, because Houston has a pretty good new combo, and Chubbs and the other kid that's been playing, I forget the name of the other. Rudy Barks. I see Joe Mixon getting cut.
Yeah, I don't want Joe Mixon. I don't, Eddie. I mean, he had his better days. He has good days in Cincinnati, but he hasn't really. He has one good game of the year, Eddie. That's it. That's all. That's it.
He's another okie dokie imbecile.
Exactly. I did put a banner up here, Eddie. I'm going to show you real quick. There he is, Kenneth Murray. There's Donovan Wilson there. I'm going to give you another guy here, Eddie. Malik Hooker makes my list. We'll talk about him too. But the other guy to me, Eddie. Jack Sanborn. God, this guy, and you know when we got him, Eddie, a 5'11" linebacker that can't make assignment reads, can't play lane assignment, gets blown off the ball, can't cover a third down tight end, third string, I want to say. This guy's been the best thing that happened to us is he went to IR this year, Eddie. He's gone. Eberflus brought him in to be the signal caller. That tells you something about Eberflus's defense when you bring in Jack Sanborn as your signal caller. That's bad.
I say get rid of anybody that Eberflus brought in for his system.
Agreed. Eddie, these guys were that bad. Anybody else you want to get rid of, Eddie? I mean, I got Hooker on the list. I got him on the list. Yeah.
On the offensive side, goodbye, Joe Milton. Do not let the door hit you in the butt. You suck.
Yeah, let's talk about Joe Milton real quick. 1 year deal, Eddie. I think he has Jamarcus Russell arm talent, deep ball throwing ability. But I think he has the IQ of what I just took a crap in the toilet with about 30 minutes ago. That's his IQ. Strongest arm in the NFL. But, Eddie, we said in the beginning of the show, if it's 4th down and 1 and I run just a quick, a slant route to you right there, is there any reason I need to throw the ball to you 130 miles an hour and hit you in the damn chest when you're 1 yard away from me? That's Joe Milton. No touch, no IQ. The only thing that God gave him was legs to run the ball. That's all he has, Eddie. That's it. It's gimmick. It's gimmick plays.
Joe Milton's the perfect example of he throws like Tarzan but plays like Jane.
Exactly. This guy, he's an idiot. Thank God we have 1 year deals that he wants this guy. 1 year deal. That's it.
The $1 million arm with a 1 peso brain.
And you know what the funny thing is? There's a lot of Dallas Cowboy, people out there, Eddie. I'll be honest with you. I look at some of the posts, especially on Twitter, and some of these dudes, man, give Milton another year. He'll be okay. He's Dak Prescott's backup. He's our franchise. You're on the same damn train of the Eberflus train. You're chugging the Eberflus train there because that Joe Milton as a franchise backup, he's not even a backup of a JV team. I'll take my quarterback on my JV team over this clown.
Hey, those people that are posting that, they must have failed several drug tests.
100%. I wouldn't mind Leo Chanel for the Giants. Who the hell's Leo Chanel? Who's that, Eddie?
That sounds like a perfume brand or something like that for women.
I bought Katie Chanel number 5. I don't know what the hell you're Eddie, Evan, who is that? Who is Leo Chanel? The Giants might be having to cut Bobby O'Kay. Would y'all sign him? What would you do, Eddie? Would you take O'Kay?
Nope.
Why not?
He's just another bad player. The Giants' problem this year
doesn't fit our scheme. He doesn't fit our scheme. He doesn't.
And plus, he's another. When going into the season, we thought the Giants' defense was going to be the strength of that team. No, the Giants' defense was their weakness this year.
Yeah. I agree with that one 100%. Let's see. I want to see who else I had on there. I put the little banner up there earlier. Kenneth Murray, of course. What about that guy number 54, Eddie? Let's talk about Sam Williams real quick. Can we talk about him? 5th-year player, Eddie. I said earlier, this guy's missed 3 years due to injury, ACL. They considered him to be Parsons Jr. at one time, Eddie, coming off the opposite edge there. 3 years on the shelf. Well, really 3.5 years on the shelf, Eddie. This was his best year, and he didn't really do anything this year. He's a free agent. Is there any reason we bring him back? Because Eddie, we have Shamar James. We have Overshown. We have these guys, James Houston, that can play ball. Do we need Sam Williams?
Yeah. We also got Mr. Clowney, too.
Thank you. Who's double the age of Sam Williams, and he can play better ball, right? Why not? Yes.
Sam would probably be. There's several people I would let go before him, but he'd be probably the last cut.
Okay. Where do you have Dante Fowler this year? He's another free agent, Eddie. Where do you have him? I got him cut. I got him gone this year. He's another guy, Eddie, off the edge that doesn't play. He doesn't contain. How many times did he catch his head in the backfield and the running back went out on either a slant route or just a wheel route or just like a quick, option route outside, or the QB just took off? So many times Dante Fowler gave up yards off the edge with no defensive containment. I don't want him either. I think he's gone.
Yeah, but I think the problem with the scheme that he was in, because I don't think you can really go from how well he played last year with the Commanders to how I don't think anyone can fall that fast without it being the scheme for him.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're playing a lot of it, Eddie, because we looked under Dan Quinn, who had a solid defense with the Dallas Cowboys. He did. He was top 2 on the defensive side of the ball. But then we get Eberflus after he leaves. We get Zimmer, who plays okay on the defense side, did what he could at that age, passing football time. But then we get Eberflus. We looked at. We know what our players can do, Eddie. But you know what? You're right. Dante Fowler said he didn't put players in position to achieve their skills, Eddie, of 11-on-11 football. We've seen that at times. We know that. We're not a zone team. We played zone team one time this year for an entire game. That was against the Philadelphia Eagles when we switched to a 5-2. I thought that game, Eddie, when we played the Raiders, remember I said that on live, Eddie. I said, Jesus Christ, you go back and look at this game. Dallas did something I'd never seen them do. They ran a 5-man front. We never run that. Then we played the Eagles. Barkley gets nothing. We play man-to-man with a 5-man front. Holy crap. Eberflus is a genius. He went to Barnes & Nobles and got defense for dummies. He read the book. He's changing. We could do something here. But then what happened the next week? We're going back to zone. Shotty, here's the playbook. We're going back to zone again. We can do it. We got Donovan Wilson. We put him in the box. Now he's playing safety. Hooker's back. We're going zone. And there's that big Bubba from Dunham. That's Eberflus. An idiot, Idiot. Okay, Leo Chanel is the linebacker from the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, now I know you're talking about. All right. Evan says that was more scheme than anything. Shane's moment was horrible. Devin Lloyd was a good pick. Yeah, I understand it. To me, I don't want to stick up for Eberflus, Eddie. I really don't. I don't. He sucks. The numbers show he sucked. 17 weeks, you're the worst in the NFL in 3 major categories. The top 3 major categories you're last in. Yards per game, passing per game, total points per game. You suck. Very simple. But Eddie, any idiot coach is going to find a way to look at film and say, we got to be better. We got to put this team in positions to win. He didn't do that all year, Eddie. He didn't do that all year. I'm glad he's gone, but wow. Yeah. Eddie, we have a whole season to talk about this, man. We do. How long does Dallas wait for the next DC, Eddie? How long do we wait?
I don't
want to wait and get the last man standing, Eddie. I don't want to know some joker puppet, that's that Mr. Paul Spencer who only coaches offense in Pop Warner. I don't want that guy. I want a DC that's known, proven, comes in with a mouth, Eddie. That's what I want. Yeah, I think if there's somebody that's on a staff on a playoff team, they might have to wait at least for after this week. Yeah, this is the NFL. You can't talk to college. You can talk to college coaches even before they announce the college football playoffs. Like Lane Kiffin, that asshole. But that's why I'd say at least get Jonathan Gannon an interview just to see if his teams would fit what we have. But here's the thing, Eddie. You go back in last year, okay? We needed a head coach, okay? We interviewed 2 head coaches, Eddie. 2 head coaches, and you hire Schottenheimer after 2 interviews with one other person. That's Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones has already made his decision. I really do. I really think he already knows who he's grabbing. I do. That's Jerry Jones. And let me tell you who I think it's going to be. You ready for this? You're going to hate me for saying this. You're really going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to tell you. This is what I definitely feel. You ready? Don't say Joe Witt. No, I think it's going to be Jerry Jones himself. He's going to take another role in this team. He's a GM. He's a janitor. He's the head cook. He's the bus driver. He's the paycheck writer. He's everything. He's the landscaper. He's everything. He's going to take over the DC job because That's Jerry Jones,
then
man.
then Mr. Coach Sonnenheimer would just flat out quit.
That's the thing. A couple years ago, Dave Yarnell asked me. He's like, if they ever asked you, which this would never happen. Of course, we know that. If they ever asked you to come over and coach the Dallas Cowboys, would you take the job for $5 million a year as an OC? I said, the money's great, but here's the issue. Do you actually think I can go into Jerry Jones's office and say, I have these weapons here. This is what I want to do. You go out and give me one draft pick on the offensive line to secure my left side. I'll be okay. Do you think Jerry Jones is going to let me pick who I want in the draft? No. Jerry Jones, I couldn't work for that guy. There's no way. All the money in the world, Eddie, I could not work with Jerry Jones. He is just he's the control. He is the conductor of a three-ring circus. He is on the choo-choo train pulling everywhere he goes, Eddie. You can't do it.
I would probably get in a fisticuffs with the whole Jones family.
I probably would too. Yeah, I probably would too. And you know what? The funny thing is, I think half the players would have my back before they have his, honestly. You know what I mean? Because they know what this cat is about. He's a snake. We know that. But Eddie, next week, man, what do you want to talk about next week? Because once again, Eddie, hey, we got a lot to talk about because we ain't in the playoffs. We have a lot to talk about, Eddie. We got both sides of the ball plus special teams to talk about. Where do you want to go next week? We talked about head coach DC. What's that?
We should have a better idea on who's going to be entering the NFL draft.
Yeah. Real quick, Eddie, did you see, man, transfer portal? There's over almost 5,000 players in the transfer portal right now. That's amazing. That's insane, Eddie. Almost 5,000 players.
They need to fix it. They need to fix that soon, or it's going to completely ruin everything.
Listen, we already got. CFB starts tomorrow night. Semifinals, 2 good games tomorrow night. Miami, Ole Miss playing tomorrow night. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. It has to be changed, man, because to be honest, I don't want to go into it really, but I want Ole Miss to win this. The reason why, Eddie, I don't think they will, but I want Ole Miss to win this entire thing because I want that interim head coach to stand up on the podium and say, this is for all you Rebel fans out there who stuck with us after the transfer portal. Like some of you coaches, Lane Kiffin. I want him to give the big FU to Lane Kiffin live. That's what I want to see because that son of a bitch left even before they secured a CFB playoff spot. I hate that, Eddie. I hate that with a passion. You ride with your team until the last damn day. And that's why I give so much credit for, what's his name? God, what is the kid? The OC for... The OC for
Charlie Weiss Jr.
Charlie Weiss Jr. He said, I want to win this. I want to win this with this team. I give that dude so much freaking credit, Eddie, because he could have gave up that fourth quarter when they were down. He could have gave up, said we don't have a shot. He stuck by that kid Chamberlain. He stuck by him, Eddie. That's why I want to see Ole Miss win this so bad for a coach like that.
I heard Charlie Weiss Jr.'s name is being thrown around for an OC job in the NFL now. I hope he takes an OC job in the NFL just so it could get stuck to Lane Kiffin. I would laugh at that. Would be great.
I didn't even hear that. I heard already ties that he's going to LSU with Lane Kiffin right now. The money's already been set. He's just waiting because there was an article saying that when they asked Kiffin, is there a progression plan in set that you're not head coaching for Ole Miss, but Weiss Jr. is there? He's like, we've already talked about that. He's going to stay until they're out of the playoffs, and then he's going to be on the first flight down to LSU so we can get our recruiting starting. Because the thing is, he has an OC for Ole Miss or LSU. He can't talk to any player, Eddie, because that's bargaining through the LSU like transport. You can't talk to anybody right now. It's like whatever it is. You can't talk to anybody. So that's why Lane Kiffin wants him to come back quick. But Ole Miss keep winning, man. Screw Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, but Lane probably said that before Charlie Weiss's name was being thrown out there for an NFL job too. So that would be hilarious.
I'd like to see him get it. I'd like to see him get one of those, But hey, tomorrow night, man, we got something to talk about tomorrow night. Semifinals, college football, usually on Friday nights. We're gonna kick that tomorrow night, 6:30. Ole Miss plays University of Miami. That's going to be a solid game, and that starts at 7:30. So join us tomorrow night. We're going to be on 6:30 tomorrow night, talking about those two games there. Eddie, real quick, man. How about we give a preview real quick? Ole Miss, Miami. Miami's defense, man. Man, they look good. They took it to Georgia. That defense is solid. Bain is the real deal. Probably number one defense pick overall, no matter what. Ole Miss, and that Chamberlain kid, he looks good. That offense can score. That defense looks good. Where are you going in game one, Eddie? Real quick. Don't give a score. Tell me where you're going early.
I think Miami, but I think Miami, but I don't say that with confidence because Chamberlain has shown that he's a Houdini in escaping a pass rush. So if he,
yeah, you're right. I think it comes down to the quarterback, man. If he can get out of the pocket and make plays, with his legs there, look downfield, I think Miami could get exposed a little bit. But that front four, that front seven, God, they're good, Eddie. They're good. And I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I just want to see a good game tomorrow. Friday night, Eddie, Indiana. My God, first team possibly ever in CFB can go undefeated to get to the championship game here. Just bounced Alabama 38-3. How do you feel here? Oregon beating the number one team in defense, Texas Tech, Eddie. They shut them out, lit them on fire. Oregon, round 2, Indiana, Oregon. What's your early line on that?
I really like Indiana. The thing for Texas Tech is that Texas Tech has been known for their offense, but this year it's been the Texas Tech defense carried that offense all year until
their transfer portal. They paid that billionaire paid a lot of money for that Texas Tech front seven. The two linebackers, Rodriguez and the other guy there too. That front four is nasty as well.
Height,
exactly.
And they also have another defensive pass rusher, David Bailey. That's pretty darn good too.
No, he got gassed in the last half of the game. He was hurt really. They were just taking it to him. Oregon's offense was just taking it to him. You know what, Eddie? I can't wait to talk about this tomorrow night because I'm on the other side of the fence. I think there's a big upset with the number one team tomorrow on Friday night. I think Oregon actually beats Indiana this week. Coming up on Friday, Eddie. I do. I have it. I feel it.
I don't think so because they don't have the quarterback that can beat Indiana.
I believe in Dante Moore, though. I believe in Dante Moore. I think he can get out of the pocket. He's a hybrid guy, makes good throws. And I tell you what, man. That cornerback, Finnegan or Finley Jr., man, he's been playing lights out. 4 picks in 2 games. That guy looks good too. And he was the one they picked on when Indiana beat him by 7.
Yeah, but that was against the Texas Tech that has no quarterback. That
is true. But man, Mendoza, man, he's got his little ball's got to run out sometime, right? Come on, he's got to run out sometime.
Mendoza's the truth.
He's the truth. Okay, Eddie. I like that. I agree with you. I do agree. He's a solid quarterback. But real quick, before we get out of here, I do want to give one person props from last week's. They were on a losing team last week in college. My heart goes out to one guy, man. I watched this game over and over. And I actually, when I go back coaching next year, I coach offense. I took this play for my quarterback. I want to give Gunnar Stockton, man, a huge salute. That dude got laid out twice, Eddie. Twice. I thought he busted his ribs. I thought he was dead to rights. You've seen those 2 hits he took, right? The one where he leaped up in the air, tried to throw it over the guy's head, got nailed in the gut, wiped down to the ground. And the other one off the pass, that was like Jadeveon Clowney coming up in college, nailing the kid. He got up, Eddie, next play, he ran the ball in the end zone. Right in the end zone, nothing at all. Gunnar Stockton showed me heart. He's not the best quarterback in the NFL in college. He won't even make it to the NFL most likely. If he does the backup, but the kid showed me some freaking heart in that game, and that's something I don't see from college players, man. That kid he showed me something. I was just pumping my chest for him. That felt good.
Too bad Gunnar Stockton played with a head coach that pulled Dan Campbell with some real dumb decisions.
Kirby, you could have won that game, man. That bonehead call that you made. You gave points up right away, dude. You in a game like that, you gotta take points, man. Play field possession. Oh my God, I was screaming, Eddie. I was screaming.
I was,
Real quick, we got here, guys. If you're out, it's 2026. If you guys want to start your own show out there, we want some new hosts out there. We're looking for some dedicated, passionate people out there who want to start a podcast. You ever dreamed about it? You ever thought about it? Reach out to me. There's my email, paulspencer215@iCloud. Or you're friends with one of the hosts on here. Reach out to them. They'll reach back at me. Let me know. Out of the box, join our team. We want UW boxing, UFC, NHL, NFL, WNBA, whatever we have out there. We'll get it out there. Sign it up. Reach out to one of us, and we will definitely make it happen, man. We will definitely make that happen. So, Eddie, you ready to get out of here, man?
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm so happy that we finally got rid of that idiot defensive coordinator. That I'm going to quote Peyton Manning here. That idiot drunk defensive coordinator.
Well, you think
he's
he was
like
drunk?
the vet.
You think he was drunk? You think he was like Mike McDaniel's drunk?
More like Mike Vanderjagt drunk. that idiot drunk kicker.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm just so happy this week. I'm not gonna really get into final thoughts, but my final thoughts are: thank you, Jesus. Thank you, even Jerry Jones. Thank you. My Christmas wish came true. A little late, but Eberflus is gone. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's like a Christmas present in January. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't want to say thank you too much, Eddie, because the fact we don't know what idiot Jerry Jones is going to bring in or who he brings in. Let's put it that way, because you never know with Jerry Jones, Eddie. You never know.
All I want for Christmas is Brian Flores in Dallas as a defensive coordinator.
Eddie, he might bring in Wade Phillips, man.
Maybe if he makes Flores a high enough a Godfather type of offer.
Yeah, but money. Can you coach for money and still deal with Jerry Jones, Eddie? That's the thing. I can't do that, man. I couldn't do it. I mean, I want to go home and not want to, go to the gun store and buy a whole round of ammo and go to work the next morning. And that's the way I feel. I couldn't do it, Eddie. I can't work with a guy like that, David checking in. He says, don't be talking about my kicker, Vandra. Eddie, there's the guy. See, when we say kickers, Dave Yarnell pops up. He knows. Dave, real quick, if you're still on there, let me know. You're your boy, Aubrey. We talked about this. He's a free agent next year. What do we do? Do we lock him up? Do we give him a big deal? Or does Jerry say, Paul's right. Let's franchise him for $8 to $9 million next year. We can keep him for 3 years. Eddie, I'll tell you what, Dave just said, I know what Dave's thinking right now. He's got his hands typing on the computer right now. He's probably saying, lock him up, make him the highest paid player in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
Dave loves his kickers, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but that last month kind of was a little bit concerning.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm like, yeah, you are the best kicker in the game, but I was going to give you $8 million a year. But what I'm going to do is the last 4 kicks you missed, the chip shots, I'm taking $500,000 off your year. So I'm going to put you at $6 million. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Very simple. Who knows?
And guess what? There might be a kicker that maybe has passed Aubrey by this year. That kicker for Jacksonville.
Oh, what's the guy's name? Little, yeah, Cam Little, right? Cam Little, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And I'll tell you what, Eddie, I forgot what college he went to. Dave just says, Dave, I'll give him $6 million. That's fine for a kicker. I'll give him $6 million. It's a little bit cheaper than a franchise tag. I think a kicker franchise tag is I think it's 7.5 or $8 million per year. Got to look that up, but I think it's around there. That's cheap, $6 million. There's a kicker in college. I think he's still playing. Was it the Georgia kicker that's only missed 1 kick this year, Eddie?
I'm not sure.
I know there's one kicker. I think it was Georgia's kicker that's only missed 1 this year, I think it was. And he kicked a 60-yarder in one of the games in the playoffs this year. I got to look that up. I forgot who it was. He's got a leg too. Definitely. But, Eddie, I'm ready to get out of here. I'm stoked not because I'm just talking Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking stoked because I don't have to say that son of a bitch name anymore. Eberflus is my DC. I don't have to say our defensive coordinator Eberflus. I don't have to say that anymore, Eddie. I can say the idiot Eberflus that used to coach with us. Used to, not our head and not our DC anymore, Eddie. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. A Cowboy fan happy? Yeah, I'm happy because we got rid of our DC. I'm happy. Yes. Well worth it. Yeah. Oh, All right, Eddie. Eddie, we'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30, to give you some college football talk. Great game tomorrow night, 7:30. We'll be on at 6:30 to give our little input there. You're taking Miami, huh? So you're going to take Miami earlier. So what you said, right?
I think so, but it would not surprise me if they can't get to if Chamberlain can get out and move around and make plays, then it could go either way.
Yeah, I want to see, because the running back for Ole Miss was a little bit banged up last week. They said he's playing, but they don't know how his ability of snap count will be. So I do want to see that too. Yeah, before the game it might change. I'm not sure, but right now I'm leaning toward Miami because that defense is just so damn good right now. They're playing ball. Carson Beck does not have to be the MVP of the game. The defense, just like the Philadelphia Eagles, they can win this game as well. You know what? I'm going to let Dave piss you off really quick, Eddie, for the last comment of the night. You ready for this? And after that, I want you to give it to him. Give him your thoughts, and then we'll get out of here. This is all you. You ready for this comment? I want Al Harris as my
No. Al Harris is a pansy. He's a wussy. He's too soft on players. We do not need a coward to be our defensive coordinator. Al Harris is a coward.
Smart terminology, coach, but the problem is he's a player coach who lets players get over him. Lets players don't play their potential. And I don't think Shoddy would go for that when you have a disciplined head coach versus a lesser demanding DC. You want the same kind of coach. And if I'm coaching, I want you to be the exact same way I am. You're coaching, you want to be the same way you are. Disciplined, hard-nosed. I want to win. You don't win, we suck. Very simple. That's what I want. I can't have Al Harris. I like how he coaches, but good terminology, good scheme. But I need discipline on this team, man. Too many bonehead mistakes all year round. Offsides, holding, I can't have that. I can't have that this year. All right, Eddie, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, my name is Paul Spencer. That is Eddie Prather. This is Cowboys Weekly on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. We'll be back tomorrow night. Next show, 6:30. Cowboys is over. Season's over. But we're talking college football tomorrow night, college football playoffs with myself and Eddie. Till then, guys, have a good night. And hey, Eberflus. Take it easy, guys.
Getting strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher.